All right, y'all. So this video is called "Why Buying a Car in America is a Trap." I ain't gonna lie to you; those words have never been truer today because most people's biggest expense outside of rent is their car. Some people are buying cars, you know, simply just for show. They may not even like it like that. They just do it for validation. And these car payments are getting really out of hand, honestly. I mean, I have a truck myself and I don't pay nothing but $300 a month on it. And I'm about to pay it off actually. But for most people, bro, they're paying like close to $1,000. And I don't see how people are doing that. So we're gonna get into this video right here. I love this. I love this guy's channel. This channel is called Established Context. So I really like this guy's channel. So let's check it out.
Buying a car in America is not a normal transaction, but
Hell
most
no.
people treat it like it is. With repossessions reaching record highs and the average price of a new vehicle right around $50,000,
People only make
it's
this in a
now more
year.
important than ever that you truly understand the car buying process. Now, normally I wouldn't really make a video like this, but after seeing countless clips out there of car salesmen and customers doing this,
And you still owe money on your vehicle, right?
Yeah, like 12,000.
You have any
Damn.
money to put down?
Not really. No, I don't. I
Oh,
wasn't sure if we
bro.
would take my car on
Like,
trade-in.
bro, why are you there, bro? Why are you there, dog? Just walk out, bro. The context of this clip, bro, this man cannot be saved from. There's no amount of context that you can give me that will make buying this that can make this situation right here make sense.
And I could use that as a down payment. What would my payments be looking like?
What are you paying now?
300.
It's gonna probably be more than that.
I could 100 more. I could do 400 would be doable. 450 would be kind of tough for me.
Well, I'll find out when we
Look at him
see
trying to
get back.
negotiate, bro.
He wants to be at 400. Said 450 would be a stretch, but I'll take it out there.
I feel like I have to try to spread some level of awareness about
Oh
what
my
people
God.
need to know if they want to avoid making a terrible long term decision. Of course, in America, most people need a vehicle to live their life. They have to
Yeah.
use it to get
And that's what never makes sense to me. Like, why do we need a car to get around? Like in other countries, in most countries, bro, you could just walk places. You can literally walk, or at most, hop the train or go like public transportation, have a bike or something like that. That's like way cheaper. America, especially, nowadays have made it to where having a car is like freaking mandatory at this point.
to work or school. So it's understandable people don't really want to do a ton of legwork because for many, the car is just a means to an end. But I'm telling you, if you think that way while you go and buy a car, then chances are high that you'll end up trapping yourself behind a financial decision that will hurt you for years.
Yeah.
Car salesmen are trained to sell you something, often using deliberate psychological techniques that are meant to confuse you, wear you down, and then get you to close.
Yeah.
Sure, they're trained somewhat on
They
what the
some
car
they
has for
pieces of
features and
shit.
whatnot, but chances are if you take 30 minutes to research the car that you're interested in, you can often know more about that car than the salesperson does. And I'm really not exaggerating here. Car payments are the number one way dealerships are tricking people into a bad financial decision today. I've
Yeah.
covered why this is in previous videos of mine, but the problem is most people don't know the math. So the moment someone tells them, I'm looking for a payment around blank, the dealership has already got you right where they want you.
Oh man, they got you by the
Never tell the
balls.
salesperson what you want your payment to be. Don't tell them what you can afford or what you want your max payment to be, because payment is how they trick you and it's how they can make it seem like they're doing you a favor.
Yeah.
This is because they'll stretch the payment across 6, 7, or even 8.
A car salesman is like one of your best friends that swear that he didn't try and hit on your girl, but he plays buddy buddy with you until it's time to close it. And the next thing you know, your girl is cheating on you, bro. It's crazy.
Years to hit that magic number. So, what to do instead is focus on the out the door price. This means the price of the vehicle, any fees they charge, and taxes.
Oh my
It's your total
gosh.
price. From there, you should know ahead of time what you can afford based on what you were pre approved for, assuming you're not paying cash for this vehicle. And this leads me to another big problem that people fall into. They wait until they're at the dealership to get approved for a loan.
Mm-hmm.
Never do this. Instead, get pre approved from a bank or your local credit union first.
Yep.
That way, you know the interest rate they're offering you directly. If you wait until the dealership
And it
to
can be
apply for
cheaper too.
this, they will almost certainly add percentage points to your loan without you ever knowing it. They'll say something like, "Good news, we got you approved for 10%." But little do you know, the bank approved you for 8%, and the dealership tacked on a dealer reserve, which is an additional 2% that turns out to be thousands in extra
Ooh.
costs for you during the term of the loan.
Mm.
They might ask you, are you financing or paying cash? And honestly, I'd recommend saying this: I'm open to either, whatever gets me the best deal. See, contrary to what some people think, most dealerships don't want you to pay cash because, as I said, they can make more money on the financing
Yeah,
aspect of the deal.
of course.
For the dealership, this is called the back end profit. Front end profit is like the vehicle price and whatever margin they have in it. But back end are things like warranties, finance.
It's there's like so much that goes into buying a car that people, including myself, have never realized. And people are acting like like buying a car now is like so normal now. Like, bro, like that's a big deal, bro. Buying big vehicle is such a big deal.
Add-ons like paint protection or interior protection. I mean, the list goes on, and every dealership offers something different. But there's really the back end and the front end. So there's two different ways that they might get you. Now, if you're getting value out of this video already, please share it with someone who needs to know this information. Another tactic dealerships use is getting you to physically come to the store. They know if they've got you there, they have a much higher chance of closing the deal. Why? Well, I'll cover the reasons in a moment, but simply put, they can wear you down. And like I said, most people are inexperienced, so they end up capitulating during this process.
Man,
And that's not to say you shouldn't go to the dealership, especially if you want to test drive the vehicle or whatever. But the point is that you got to be prepared when you do go there. I'm sure some of you have heard of the sunk cost fallacy. This is when a person is reluctant to abandon a strategy or course of action because they have invested heavily in it, even when it is
psychologically
clear
too.
that abandonment would be more beneficial. Dealerships know this, and they also know that time pressure will destroy rational thinking. And one of the ways they may try to keep you at the dealership once you are there is if you have a trade in. This is also where a ton of people make costly errors. See, most people don't know the real value of their car. They also might not feel comfortable negotiating for it. Some may not want to deal with selling it privately, so they trust the dealership for convenience.
Crazy.
And dealers know this, so they try to lowball you hard. If they can make a $5,000 margin on your car before it even hits the lot, that's a win they'll take every single time.
Hmm.
So you should always know your trade-in value and private party value before walking into the dealership. You can easily do this in 2 minutes on websites like Kelly Blue Book. You should then take another 2 minutes and get real quotes from websites like CarMax or Carvana. Or if you have more time, you could privately list it to see if you could get more. Once you have some idea of what the vehicle is worth, try to make the dealer match the offer or even get them to beat it. Do not go into a dealership without both knowing what your trade in is worth, and if you can, also clean up the car first. A light detailing can
Yeah.
change the perception drastically. A dealership will evaluate your trade in a few minutes. They probably won't even drive the car. So, first impressions, particularly with how it looks, are key. One thing that I keep seeing online is people giving their bottom line price as soon as they're asked for it. This is terrible for any negotiation in general, at least up front. And the
Hmm.
reason why is that if you give them that first, you've shown them your floor and then they'll just use that as a starting point. Now, if they won't give you the price that you're looking for, either on your trade in or on the vehicle you want to buy, be ready to walk. Now, I know for some, you might need a car and you don't have time to walk away. But I'm telling you, walking away can save you from years of financial trouble from making the wrong deal.
Yeah.
Plus, walking away can end up serving you later because the dealer may end up giving into what you're asking for if they've seen that you're a serious buyer and you're not really willing to budge on where your price floor actually is. But here's the other part to this that they use to try to confuse you. The trade in should be treated as a separate transaction. Let's say you walk into a dealer because you know they have the car that you want. You're going to trade in your car too. The dealer's going to act like they're all one big transaction. They'll say, we'll give you X for your car and our car costs Y. Boom, it's a done deal. No. You first deal with the out the door price on the car you might want to buy. Once
Yeah,
that is locked in, then you can deal with your trade in. Those are two separate transactions, two separate negotiations. They'll also ask you how much you owe on the car. You don't have to tell them that until they've given you a price for your trade in. Telling them how much you owe on the car is not going to help you in any way. It can only be used against you. If
man.
you're
Sounds
underwater on the
familiar,
car, meaning
guys.
you owe more on it than it's worth, don't worry, they'll find that out eventually. But if you tell them up front, you may once again hurt your chances of what you could get. So if you let them combine these two transactions of the trade in and the new car, chances are you will most likely get screwed. This is because they can overcharge you on one side and pretend they're giving you a deal on the other and make it all seem equitable. They're separate transactions.
Yeah,
Now,
getting
fees
no
are
gain
another
from that,
super
bro.
important aspect to understand in the car buying process today. It's where the dealership can make the most profit in this whole deal. And I'll give you an example. Last time I bought a car, I asked for the out the door price. So they printed up a sheet and there was a line breakdown for every cost: the car's price, the dock fee, the taxes, and then there's generally always some other fee or sometimes more than one other fee. And in this case, it was an interior protection package that cost almost $1,500. They just put it on the bill like I asked for it. And this is the sneaky shit I'm talking about. Because when I
They
asked
be
what this
so
was,
sneaky, bro.
they had their boilerplate response about what it was, what it covers, what might happen to your car if you don't have it, blah, blah, blah. All you have to say to this is, can I decline this? If they say no, you 100% should walk away.
Yeah.
If they say yes, you can decline it, but then they try to convince you to keep it, don't budge. The FTC has ruled this to be illegal. Dealers cannot rope you into add ons that you never asked for. So
Mhm.
most dealers will allow for you to decline it, but that's the sneaky part. If you don't ask, they'll just slap it on the out the door price as if you did ask for it. These fees will come in various forms. Some are as ridiculous as nitrogen filled tires, which is a flat out scam because air already consists of like 80% nitrogen.
Yeah,
But it
that
could
sounds
be something like
ridiculous.
ceramic coating or whatever that they've come up with, because honestly, there are new ones all the time that they're constantly trying to add on. In a lot of cases, they're wiping down the car with something for 30 seconds and then charging you over a grand for it. The dock fee may be trickier to negotiate, but it's still worth trying to do so as well. Now, they'll tell you that it's a state law or something like that, but it's not. There's not one single state in the country that requires a documentation fee for car dealerships. But these fees don't end there, because when and if you agree to buy a vehicle, you will then be transferred to a finance manager. And this is where they're going to try to get you on the back end profit.
Whew,
Things
man,
like these extra add on fees, the marked up interest rate, which I already touched on, but also things like extended warranties.
bro. They come up with anything that they could think of, bro. I mean, anything. You be look at the add-on and they'd be like, "Yo, like, how in the world is like, how'd y'all come up with this one, bro? This makes no sense." So I'd be fishy, bro. I'd be real fishy, especially on them name brand dealerships. Me as a college student trying to buy a car, a whole salesman tries to tell me that my 800 credit score isn't that good. That's freaking amazing. And then he tried to sell me a bunch of stuff and bragged about the low payments I'll be making on it. His face fell so hard when I brought him a calculator to get the payments X months they expect me to pay for it and ask him why he thinks that's a better deal than the one I was expecting. Yeah, man. Financial literacy is everything. And I'm still learning myself, but it's definitely something that you have to be on the lookout for, especially buying something as serious and as as a car. It's just greed at this point, man. I mean, that's all it really is with some of these dealerships and with a lot of people, a lot of companies nowadays. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and as always, see you next time.